2023, 2024, it's something we want to do is achieve the championship win again 2025. We came here with somewhat of a borrowed engine, so not the maximum power the car had. So we were struggling to keep up the top pace. However, we had been sponsored a brand new engine by KCB, so straight after this rally we're going to go and put it in the car, make it ready for Rwanda. But otherwise it's been a good event. We kept the pressure on the front runners, and ultimately we ended up in the front. So it's a good feeling. Definitely we came to get some points, and we got the most points possible, power stage plus overall win. So I'm really happy for myself, for my team, especially my mom and my dad, always praying for me behind the scenes. KCB Group, our sponsors, and Kenya Airways also. So we've done well for everyone, and I'm really thankful for the team that I have behind me, making sure. Actually, this rally we gave them quite a bit of work. So it was good of them to, keep the car in tip-top condition, and we are at the end now. And as you can see, the car was being scrutinized behind me. Now we're off to the ceremonial prize giving. I mean, it's the only reason we are racing is to be Africa champions. We don't know what the future holds. If we could race in Europe or Asia, it would be nice, but the budget does not permit. However, like I say, we have a really good sponsor behind us, KCB Group, and we have Kenya Airways allowing us to mobilize ourselves between the countries. So it's really nice that we have this support. It lowers our overall expenses. And with a brand new engine that we have ready in the workshop to go into the car, we will probably be testing in the next 2 weeks. We put the new engine in, and then we see how things will go in Rwanda.
Really, I feel like usual, but I'm happy because that's why we are learning. I'm happy for my car because I bought it in November. This is the 5th rally, and now is winning the ARC2, and almost I'm going into podium of ARC, so I'm happy. I'm going to make sure that I do 3 rallies for ARC. I will do Rwanda, Burundi, or Tanzania, but let me see.
Kitambadde bulungi nnyo ngera bwe twakibala tetufunye buzibu bwonna. Motoka etambudde bulungi, ebadde ekyabuze ne section ndowooza nga 2 okutuuka okukanikibwa naye ne bakatulekeraawo bulungi okutwaliza awamu kubanga Pawulo balisiiwangulangako, naye ku lw'amaanyi g'abakatekisi n'aga Katonda ngiwangudde. Abadde wanjawulo omu okusinza ku bembadde nvuga bulijjo, era abadde mupya muganda wange Bukenya. Emoka tugitambuza bulungi, byasoma byonna bye mbadde ntegeera, era bulijjo mbadde sizuulanga nti osanga yooyo wangula championship. Yakwangula championship, era bwenva wano tugenda teekateeka mmotoka Jinja. Abakatekisi baŋŋamba buli kimu kyonna bajja kukimpa, ensonga gyatambula bulungi.
Ssentongo Robert Kigundu owankima Rally Team, olwaleero tumaliriza palo ya 2025 ewedde bulungi, kuba bw'omaliriza rally n'ovaayo ng'oli bulungi ate ng'ofunye n'obuwanguzi kiba kikulu nnyo. Mu kilasi yaffe eya CRC tumalidde mu kifo kya 2. Tutambudde bulungi, twafunyemu obuzibuzibu. Waliwo section twabadde tugifuluma, motoka nejjako byonna, tubonaabona ne tukola ki, naye tumaliriza ne tubitereeza ne tukomawo ne tufuna 2nd position mu CRC olwaleero. Era kitusobodde okutukuumira mu kifo kyaffe ekyokubiri, kuba tubadde mu kyokubiri emabega era tukyali mu kyokubiri, kitegeeza era tulinga bwe twakibala. Abawagizi batuwagidde bulungi, naffe tutambudde bulungi, kuba twakavuga events 3, events 2 tumalira ku podium nga tuli mu kifo kya 2. Tujja kumalako nga tutambula bulungi, era twebaza abawagizi baffe abatuwagidde ssebo.
Gali nti omukisa tugwadde gwange nga bwe nagamba abantu ne ngamba laale omukisa gikola 8 ku 10, 2 ng'emaanyi ng'essente emmotoka, naye omukisa gukubeerako kuluba watukuliiko kigaana, kubanga mazima gali nti nagenze okuvaamu ndowooza nga ndi mu kifo nga kya 3, ng'era nga obukere obutandise obutaagula naye Katonda n'agaana emmotoka nekubayingira. Era nkubira abawagizi bange mwenna omulanga abasobola okulaba nti mulaba bulungi muwate namba y'essimu eno ng'oyagala omuzannyo gunyume kubanga championship ekyali tight wadde sifunye bubonero naye amazima gali nti siri bubi ndinga mu kyakusatu kyakuna ku bubonero standing. Olw'ensonga eyo okwate namba yange eno eri 0701 699 391 bwina asobola okuyamba oba mutwalo oba 5 oba 5 oba kakadde kawereze tukole emmotoka tugenda okudda mu laale eddako nga tuli seti amazima laale bwenjibaamu ebamu obulamu kizo bagaana kakasa nze singa mbaddemu sandikiza bukere kweriisa nkuuli mukimanya abawagizi bange abaana bedde ebbanga. Olw'ensonga eyo nkuba omulanga gomanyi tuyagala mafumafu ngala motoka za mpaka togaana wadde tompagira naye nguwagira muzannyo jukira bwe tubaamu stress ekola ki ekuggwako kunaku osobodde kateko ng'ozibiriza tonjagala n'akamu naye yagala omuzannyo gamba twakataaka oba mutwalo guugwo oba 5 giijo gula yingini gula ttabo tugodde tusikana abasajja kyo kyembasaba naye nga sitidde ebibaawo that is learning.
Little bit of safety preparation, otherwise good, better than last year, and also the organization is good.
So people need to prepare earlier in advance.
Yeah. So I told her to do it now, or if she wants to go to Rwanda or Burundi.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So yeah, we had high expectations because we had invested a lot in the machine, but the machine did not perform as we wished. So tough luck. Next time we'll see what we can do. So, you see, the motorsport in Ethiopia 40-50 years ago, we were the number 1 in Africa, and then due to some political issues here and there, it eventually declined. And you see the team behind me, they are the people that right now are trying to bring it back up to where it's supposed to be, with its difficulties obviously.
So happy to be here. We have got so many experience, so I hope for next year we will do our best. We'll have a good car, and I hope we will win the next race. Wow. Thank you very much for your time, your Mindanao.
Thank you so much. Right now we are very much excited for the victory we got today. It is never before, We are very, very excited that Mansour Vega has put us high, and we are grateful for all that he has done. On the other side of four-wheel, it's a bit unfortunate. We didn't go through because of the engine failure, but still, we still stand, and together we can. So we are very excited. To the fans, we call upon you. We say, come use Caltex. You can see, Caltex lubricants is the best.
All right, very good evening and welcome aboard to the Podium Show every single Monday from 10 p.m. to midnight, where we preview and review every world of motorsport, local scene, African scene, as well as on the international scene on this 4th day of May 2026. Katsawa katsubidenti ulichimucha watambidi majadi sana. Abaje tugamba koze mfuna birungi tubaza Katonda yatusaba tusako nebinje birakuba byote bigwa then abachafunya obuzibuzibu. Better suit tumusaba temere kumpenda tusomoko obuzibu obwo. We live a better life. The Podium on Fufa TV ne ku 102.1 Fafama. Zone ziri under the Fufa Media Services. Yoso kubango sanga no ku Albert Cook Road Emengo plot 879. Monday to Friday sawa sat paka saa 10 then of course Saturday sawa sat paka saa 9. Izo kubango yakulanga ne Fufa Media Services, that is TV 102.1 Fafama ne Fufa TV bija kubango bikutambulira maidadi sana. Kalinza kesho manjwa program eno on this 4th day of May 2026, we're going to nsonga nyingi nyo in as far as the world of motorsport is concerned. Also tuwezo wako wa SMS or WhatsApp ku 0703810371. Wano kubanga program eno live streaming wana osinziro kubanga oli across the entire world using the Fufa Media app. You also kubanga downloading amo App Store yo, Play Store, you definitely be able to watch Fufa TV. Wano kuliza 102.1 Fufa Fama app yo, eliko radio. Elikone TV. So whichever way, so kwanga ufuna Fufa TV, oba 102.1 Fafama una osinziro kubanga oli across the entire world. Kale, nze kesh ni nano Jobro ane Albert Fong eno team yaliko ndoza former okay, ono is a member of Enduro, ono Vice President Formula 1 Uganda, Association of Uganda. Naye baliko bakolako crew yayitibwa Explode Racing Team. The explosive naye the number of stages they finished. The number of stages they dropped out outweighs the number of stages they finished. So, but that and more in this program. We're going to get to the Pearl of Africa, which is upon us from the 7th to the 10th of May this very week. And a couple of crews was having about Ambudeda. But nobody can say Charlie Campan was about Jakutambula. Master. Did you have assistant clerk of the course? Aaron Samba, MBARARA already. Alimukwasaganya bintu atubulye how are the roads, how is the weather, viewing points sigenda kuba wagwo mulabi, how would you travel, because the distance from the first stage eri LYANTONDE to Canberra is 75 kilometers. So if you're traveling on Friday morning yadanga you don't need to travel to MBARARA. Traveling asigala LYANTONDE about the stages, or then the other ones Fulumira Kiruhura, the Kaguta na Ankole Cow, then Vugogende Sanga. Whether Vugogende Warukali or the super special stage, then you can go to MBARARA. After that, first Aaron will definitely expound more on that. Kali, can someone again then you pick it up from there. Program by the time the producer I like to recap last year 2025 ya wangu current paternity house if can nga oluvanyuma Vora okuvaamu nga ina lead ya minute and 31 seconds. Kali jo mbuza kutana batuliza.
Balamusiza nnyo mujebale koje mutusake engalo mukulike week gye tukubye mabega ne events za motorsport ezibaddemu nawaawo bye mubadde mukwasako engalo kasubire nti batambudde bulungi n'ebimfunyemu mubeere nga mubifuna bulungi wiiki eno tuyingidde event yaffe eyakasameme Pearl of Africa Uganda Rally nga yemu kwezo ndoze after very long time ekyasinza okubeera n'abavuzi abava ebweru abangi ennyo era ndoza tuje abantu bangi nnyo bagijumbidde era ffe nga bafan tuli very ready to okukira tugenda tulabe event eyo era tusabe nti nga bweriyo this week bijja kuba nga bitambula bulungi.
Abi
abatuwuliza n'abatulaba ku Fufa FM ku Fufa TV twebaza okubanga tuli wano. Keshi yankubiddeko n'angamba nzije wano kwebaza okumpa opportunity eno naye mbadde simanyi nti watuteze nti ate tunabeerawo osobola okugamba abantu ebya stages ezitagwa nezitagwa naye it is a great opportunity to be here and to talk about motorsport okubanga batuyise nga analysis okutunulako ku event esinga ekikulu oba obukulu mu Uganda kiba kitegeeza nti omutesitesi is that the word atulabamuko ku some value. Of course Pearl of Africa 2026 eyinamu ebintu ebingi nnyo ebirungi ebize nga gyo wagambye entry list nene nnyo of foreign drivers, emmotoka ze tulina ezigenda kuvuga tulinamu a vast range of cars, different types of vehicles ezigenda kubanga zigenda competinga kuwininga event eyo both on national and the ARC. Tulina aba champions bangi abazze ku luno mu event eno from across the country, across the East African region. So therefore we are expecting a wonderful event and exciting, I hope.
Okay, that and more in our second segment of today's program. We're going to preview the Pearl of Africa, which is upon us from the 7th to 10th of May 2026. Of course, we're going to go to assistant clerk of the course, Aaron Samba. Ali down in MBARARA to way a really side whether maybe Sega David viewing point stages of course the stages all have designer stages. You're doing 3 stages, then you come into service. Abagiza basinga baganyo kulaba all the stages. Zindabange chinzo kubere chize mpozo lako top 5 or top 10 whatever you may decide, but of course that hoping again sometimes it's bachirungi in terms of safety and everything. Kale, we kick it off with the away from Uganda into the World Rally Championship. Twali ndoza in Albert Kenya, where the Toyotas did put up a very good performance. Takamoto Kasuta winning his maiden WRC event. Najane Koresha, Nadamuna Abikola. So bagenda Portugal and we are previewing the WRC. Portugal, which is upon us. So, Joe, the performance of Toyota this year, where they have had, I think it's, if you go back, when the season did begin, Solberg winning Monte Carlo, then Sweden as well. Good performances from Evans in Sweden, Safari, yes. Again in Croatia, though both wins Takamoto carries. Of course, a win is Sigala win, but Tabade is leading the rally all through. Kenya byaliwo mwabira ba Oje yakulembedera inafuna puncture, Evans yakulemberako now I think it was right hand side Habbe ngina nevayo ya to retire. Solberg ne yafuna ebizibu ebimu, so Takamoto najjaawo and he took the day. Same in Sweden, rather in Croatia. Thierry had akulembedde the rally. All of a sudden nakuba, I think it was a rock. Another damaging a suspension here, and Takamoto he did win the rally. Though Takamoto yagamba he has no reason to celebrate that much because he feels he knows what Thierry is feeding at that moment. So bagenda Portugal, and you get a feeling that if the same might be done, then Toyotas might dominate the way they have done it. Good enough, you know, Mukulu wa Hyundai one. Ever since Thierry Wangula Championship, they have not really been in the mix of battling with the boys.
For me, there are two things. The Toyota, for some reason, technically, Baba de very compliant na motoka yawe. Basobola okusorting out the gremlins. Kubanza jukira nga batandika balina obuzibu bwa software and the computer system. Once that was sorted out, ekintu kya suspension and performance babadde bakiterezeza nga bali very good. Hyundai abadde n'obuzibu nga ina issues here and there zegeneterezaamu this one that way. Secondly, drivers ba Toyota nabo babadde, they are one of the fastest drivers on the circuit as we speak at the moment. Yes, I agree that
of the 10,
yes, Toyota has some of the fastest. Yes, I know that Nava Hyundai mwebali kubanga balaba flashes zabwe. You have Adrian Form comes out and puts up very brilliant performances. Then some along the way, either motor chokes or the person chokes. Terry we really don't know where he's falling so far this season. Lapi nae I was a bit taken aback when Sodo came out of such a break and he happened to be one of the best performing Hyundai drivers. I'll have expected it the other way around, that about contention. Performance.
Yes, they've had more seat time than him.
Exactly, seat time. But he set better time, then all of a sudden things go berserk. But it's just 4 events, and I want to the element of luck. So far this year, Katsuta has really given a title to the name having luck in rallying because he has inherited 2 wins very casually like that. So Toyota in the same breath, but actually lucky that they're having good performance in these 4 events. So they have been able to crash the podium positions, especially the top 5 for these first 4 events. So right now, as I always say, it is still too early to call because we have done, we did 1 ice, 1 snow, 1 gravel, we've done 2 tarmac. Now we're going to go into a mix of gravel and other aspects like that. Now the balance there will be able to come in. So those moving forward, I am hoping that these things might be able to change a little bit to funeku some other elements. I know that Gundi Akoma mu Portugal, Oje, who is a nemesis of the guys who are running for quotation. Katsuta has found himself up there, but you see, at his first calling, he lost the lead. Because even throughout the event, he was not part of the equation. So Chiraganti is not exactly at that level yet. Evans Yako's a comment, which I found very interesting, that he had a chance of not winning the power stage, not to go to the top of the table, so he does not open the road when he goes to Portugal. But he also said, based on experience of last year, he lost the championship by 1 point. Every point matters. So, Oliver Daranti, there's a lot of calculations, not just in driving, but even off the track. There's some questions that they do. So I think it's too early to call, but for Toyota, So far, so good.
Yeah, they have done 4 rounds of this is the 5th round airport of the 14. Is it called is it the calendar or the World Rally Championship 2026? Of course, much talk about Great Britain. Wales, they come out on the 27, US as well. And the future of Kenya again, it's not really... Ever since we came out of the safari, I've not seen any news about President Ruto Yakola statement government this last year, where the government of Kenya is spending taxpayers' money okubanga event in Kenya tugenda chiwa aba promoters, and when that okuvoro twakafuna mawule ga mirundi ebiri about one Wales okubanga ekomao even USA kati eche Kenya abatala ku Kenya bayinza okubanga ngawagenda kuyoka break ngadogeze kuda, but anyway, watch the space and wish the best for the Kenyans and Africa as well if that event gets back. Albert, the performance of Toyota, I don't know, is it about the lineup? Are you going to talk about the reliability of the car? But even the lineup itself, guys have been performing. The first stage in the safari, because of the road order, those are Evan Solberg. Evans Yagure Kubo, he lost 32 seconds, 32 seconds. Stage Moran ku Solberg, because at the end of day one, Solberg yali akulembedde rally because kano kastage Moran aka Muzabibu kali 8 kilometers. Toyota, in fact, there was no Musafari yonna. You didn't see Hyundai kubanti babaddeko mu Lyara mu contention. They were already second fiddle to the Toyotas. Tugana Portugal, but
first of all, jakugamba nti Wotuna manufacturer Toyota, a very big history in rallying, in terms of manufacturing and so on, and it is one of the biggest manufacturers around. So they have a huge budget. That is why they're able to run 5 cars with those professional drivers. So that is one thing. Secondly, they have a good car. We cannot deny that. And as a result of that, they have the driver and the car, and the driver is able to get what he feels the best out of it. In the last event, which was the Coroner's Islands, we noted that Kasuta was not comfortable in that car. He was not able to perform the way he normally performs on tarmac. But the other drivers were able to go for the fight between Solberg and Oje. So again, that shows that Kasuta, in his growth, there's something about the car that is working for the others, is not working for him. When we come to Hyundai, we started on a wrong platform, and we are paying the price up to now. When Adomo was with us, he started the development of this particular chassis, and along the way, his budget was restricted, and he got angry and walked away. And he left a chassis which he had not yet got to where it was supposed to be. So Hyundai had to pick up the scraps and build a car immediately. Adomo is the one who brought Oit into Hyundai, and he had a strategy to build a car around Oit. Unfortunately, that did not happen. However, we have improved the vehicle over the years, and our Achilles heel has been tarmac. If you look at the calendar, the rest of the events, we only have one more tarmac event. We are going to Portugal when we have the best road order. All our drivers are at the back. Danny Sodo has driven the Portuguese championship this year and last year and won it against Chris Mick, who is not a simple driver. So with Danny Sodo, we have experience of the roads he's going to drive, and he has the pace to fight at the front. With Thierry, although people say Thierry is not clear or is not understanding, he's a world champion, and Thierry has beaten Ogier more than 3 times on a 1-to-1 fight. So any day in a good car, Thierry can fight for a win. With Andrea Fomo, Andreas came from Ford. He's more mature. He has the pace to go, but he's been struggling with the car on the different surfaces. So I believe Portugal is going to be an opportunity for the Hyundai. I've watched the testing sessions that they have done, and the car looks to be able to perform on that surface. However, we cannot forget the other teams. One, Ogier, any day, anytime he comes with one purpose, to win. He showed the young boy that if you want to fight with me, you must be alert 24/7. It's not about setting the fastest time. You must be able to go with me on the fastest time fight throughout the whole day. So Oje can start fighting within the morning until evening. The young boy tried and he lost it. Then we have this boy called Armstrong, who is in Ford, who I think is a very good driver. And then we have also Sachs. I think Sachs is coming back for this event. So it's going to be a very exciting fight at the front there, and all of these guys at the back of the park.
Okay, we watch the space. For tujja kudana kumande God willing to reviewing the event here. We've just done a preview. To reviewing the event ngene so dokubanga etambula. The which is the fifth round of the World Rally Championship in around 19. So far done, and Toyota is very, very dominant. The producer at the lower third, Toyota Ali does dominate Ali in the World Rally Championship Series year 2026. We're going for a short commercial break. We come out, we get into the Pearl of Africa Uganda, which is upon us from the 7th to 10th of May 2026. Come out. All right, we'll be back from that short commercial break. It's the Podium Show every single Monday from 10 p.m. to midnight, where we preview and review in the world of motorsport. In that case, Nina Aaron, Nina Joe, or rather, Albert Ofong for today's program, which happens to be the 4th day of May 2026. Earlier on to previewing the WRC Rally Portugal, which is the 6th round of the World Rally Championship Series, enough 14 rounds, and Albert, I'm very optimistic about the performance of Hyundai come this weekend. We'll definitely get back on Monday to buy some event when it's Kubanga etambula. Kale into our preview of the prestigious Pearl of Africa Uganda Rally 2026. Entries did open and closed on the 21st of March, 21st of April rather. 2026, and by closure of entries there were 65 in number. Tugenda kufuna ku Aaron Samba, who is the assistant clerk of the course, ku Comores team, then atubulire how is everything in Brazil before we get back into the studio to give our thoughts about that event. Joe, before we get Aaron, how excited are you to the Pearl of Africa Rally? Which is just around the corner.
Uganda tuchaza aba entries abaveweero abangi bulijjo tukyogera nti bwe tufunayo abavuzi basatu bana abava Kenya, somehow mu motorsport wa Uganda tufuna public holiday abantu ne bajumbira. Kati not only have we got more than 3 Kenyan crews okujja, ne tufunye n'abava Tanzania, netufuna ne mumita munagaga ayina the Yaris R5 abandi je twesunga okulaba. On top of that ogate konti olutalo lwa Samon Vora gwe bakazake ne ya busungu ne Karan Patel tebyagwa bulungi wano mwaka oguwedde. That battle has come back. Katnafe twagala okulaba the Ugandan cream, unfortunately just alimu neba abavuzi bafa be Uganda abajewulira otuba tubakomperenze n'abana abava Kenya abava Gundi bana achikirira bamukula basegabwe ba Ronald Sebugozi ba Ponsiano Lwakataka banasa Mutebi bana omuliro guwera kanafe tujja kuba ne Gundi yafeyo ku kaswa kabera kakaswa mu timu tezituukayo okulaba if the performance is there. So basically Mbarara but tuba tugende ku event nga we are running last year, the roads are smooth. Although Natagede County, some 1 or 2 sections might be a bit rough, but on average, they are very, very, very smooth roads. So that entry is very exciting. There are 65 cars, about 12 of them being foreign. Very, very interesting. In a Sembo Club entry, foreigners like this, somewhere in the early 2000s, when the child Vegas was still competing. This time, and us being, as Uganda and Africa, to have the biggest motorsporting nation at the moment. Nti Africa, fenaba tukava, nti aba chitaronyo, chirunji nti these people have come, bagana jivugira wano. Era fenga fan, tujagena tuchikirire ne Uganda yafe kukaswa ne chitiwa tuchiteke. Ngawe tuli chitwale Kenya nga tugenze kwa safari rally. Nti kuruno era tujja kuberayo nga tuchikirira. So excitement ndoza revo ziba ziri waggulu, ziri mu Kanaana, ziri mu red line. zikuba shift light era esaba nti kola shift demo nenga I think it's going to be an exciting and interesting event.
Alright, kale katufune ku Aaron Samba wano ku Lukomere sim. We first wanted to get him via Zoom but hampered by the network and yeah, hello, good evening Aaron. Hello. All right, we trying to reach out. Aaron, we wanted to get him via Zoom and was actually hampered by the network. So let's do a call and we are to worry how the event is, how everything is, because he's an assistant COC.
He's in charge of
manning, I think, one of the stages, which he will tell us. Of course, the reconnaissance is tomorrow and Wednesday, which we can easily get into. Okay, hello. Hello. Albert, brother Joe, what do you try to go back about the excitement about having 65 entries, 12 foreigners, and then what does it bring to the locals? Because having if you look at the supplementary rigs, you have your top 3 RSC awards, top 3, then the top 10 overall, then you also have the top 10 in the NRSC. From a competitive perspective, where the hell a trophy is going to come from?
Tugenda kugejinga talent abantu bafa bulja bajewulira actually bagulinya kubanga in overall you are competing with the crews abave bweru nga bayina motoka zitowa ne mulima abamu bembusa katinga the crew of the Tinashe Gatimu, that Kenyan crew. Bo tebantisa munyo. But the rest of the guys, the Karan Patels, the Samon Varas, the
okay, Dofunyano, Aaron. Hello. Good evening, Sebo.
Good evening, Chris. How are you?
I'm okay. Dobo zingari achi usechichi. Weather. I'm a foreigner. What do Max and the Chi? What do Max and the Chi? Don't get out, don't get out. They use a free, I guess a bit of subvented bill. Okay, Aaron, so was that what will listen about to lava?
But we is up when Nakufupa radio, now Kufupa TV. Manya the boss, Aaron and Samba, but the Jerry Joe.
Okay, Aaron. What otegeza kwa cholimba rasoko tusigire kifananyi ku design ya ngagwe COC. What was in your mind ne team yo najokola nayo to come up with such designs of stages?
Basically orokuba tuli mu tourism nakuno motorsport the tourism tool nakuno for starters twageza kulaba tukiriza kwebyo ebyobulambuzi Uganda bye showcasing ennyo nakuno era tukola tuli best nnyo mu national park ya Lake Nguro ate era ne okumakalisa ya ekitundu kyetwagenzemu eyankole atunanga tumanyi nti yankole main activity ya Kurunda era twaliseko ne mu pubs ezengezo nekirala requirement gyetulina ey'amateeka amapya getulina tugeza kulaba nga tukola global youth stages whereby tebatagana okutambula nnyo okuva eno kudda eri kudduka kulaba stages so twakoze ekintu nga abantu bajja kusobola okutuula awantu wamu balabe stages zebanasobodde okulaba nga tebatataganye kutambula kugenda mubifo birala so eyo zizimu eza forminga background lwaki twakola stages bezityo yapaayo omwaka guno.
Okay, then the cloverleaf. Okay, then in terms of the weather forecast, what would the weather be like in the running of the event?
Weather forecast between we are expecting some showers and thunder group no. Friday to Saturday to dry weather. So please participating up abantu abajja abanavuga bafunezi mad groups ku5 nade ku5 abajja kunywa nti inzo kuba we anticipate a dry rally on Saturday.
Okay, then tuisemuko ku itinerary, because looking at the program of the event, some locals were scrutinized last week on Thursday, even others again re-scrutinized again on Sunday. Today it was documentation and installation of trackers, then and there was a picking of road books and everything like that. So how is the flow of the rally? Again, a time later from, okay, let me start from tomorrow up to the 10th.
After the administrative check, over the administrative checks, abavuzi betegekera okubanga balumba gyebayita reconnaissance era rally eno ngeno gye bagenda okubanga bagenda okulambula amakubo era schedule yefulumye nga bajja kubanga basobola okusambula stages ennya ennene zonna on the other on a freelance yosalawo gyosooka okulonda n'ogera n'ovuga naye kujja kubaako limitation ku stage eya lukaali ne shakedown ejja kuba olw'okuba stage eno esharinga ne special stage ne special stage ne power stage ate nga tesize enzimu, so bajja kuwa priority nti bajja kukola lukaali stage first, then obudde bunatuuka ssaawa 6 bajja kuba bagikulozinga era mutajja nga alireti okukola stage bajja bali bamukkiriza olw'eggulu basobole okukola reki ya kasaawe. So schedule yefulumye era ku spotiti kweri au reki wigenda okutambula.
Okay, then the running of the on Friday, how would they? Okay, Thursday is the ceremony, the shakedown and the ceremonial start.
Yes, Thursday is just one shakedown. Just one practice for the ARC drivers in Gali. And after that, just call a qualifier. Yabwe, ngabo chimanya bulungi nti qualifier no yeba yambo kusenge kenge jabana tandika mu road order over road positions block 5. Then olw'eggulu bamaze okukola qualify eyo bajja kuvuga shakedown that on Thursday. Shakedown wenaggwa immediately tujja kugenda ku Lakeview Hotel MBARARA awajja okuba ceremonial start.
Okay, then ku Friday.
Friday tujja kukeera matulupu ngabo manyi nti tulina a very busy tight schedule kwa itinerary yaffe. Era tujja kukeera ku ssaawa 2 zennyini emmoloka ejja kuba eva mu Lakeview Hotel etolotoke obuwanvu bwa kilomita nga 32 egende wa lukaali ekole service. Bwenamala service n'ebifuere oba letaya change ejja kugenda ekole stage ya Kaguta manya ya Charles Muhangi nga tukola omungi okusooka. Charles Muhangi eno yabwava kilomita 17.94 era bwenaava mu Charles Muhangi jagenda mu Kaguta stage naye nga bakikola omungi okusooka. Kaguta eno yabwavu bwa kilomita 2.3 bwe banaava mu Kaguta bajja kugenda bakola remote refuel kwabo abana abayagadde okulifueringa lumu emmotoka ezimu ezafengayo lifueringa lumu n'okalakata paka wonaakubawo mu service. So for those abanagala okulifueringa bajja kugenda bakola refuel, then balyoke batakolinge stage esembayo empanvu ku Lwokutaano eya Nkolekaawo nga yabuwanvu kilomita 18.2. Banaavaawo bajagenda kola bakole service, then banaabala mu service bagende lukaali bakole super special stage nga egenda kuba ya double track.
So day one omuntu stages ogaye ziri satu Muhangi Kaguta ne Ankolekao then n'Akasaawe which can be viewed engaged stage same way of the day. Omuntu ayinza kulaba stage mmeka ku day one ng'ogyeko Akasaawe.
Omuntu nze nabadde mu advisinga agende ku viewing point eza viewing point ya Kaguta viewing point ya Kaguta era ndiganye ddala nnyo ne viewing point ya Ankolekao. So mugajja kubasobola okulaba Kaguta n'alaba ne ku Ankolekao ojja kuba okoze stage bbiri olyoke ogende mu Kasaawe.
Nga sirabeko ku stage esooka eya Muhangi. Eya Muhangi tolina erina accessible.
Oyagala okulaba stage esooka eya Muhangi olugendo lwangumuko naye nga ti tuziremye weeri ovuga n'odduka eryantonde mu tawuni n'obita ku mukono gwa ddyo n'ogenda ng'agenda ku kereziya eri awo waggulu waliwo ekkuba eriweta ku mukono gwa ddyo kwata ekkuba eryo lyokka paka wonna gwa mu stage munda nga oli viewing point eyo. Viewing point bw'oba omaze okulaba stage eyo ojja kuba olw'okuba togenda kulaba Kaguta na Ankole ojja kuba olina obwangu obwogende osobole okusanga super special stage ng'etandise kubanga tejja kulindayo itubi ajja yavuga n'agenda naddala ku paati ya ARC. Yaba n'asookawo bajja kuholdinga ARC evugeeveewo bakole CRC evugeeveewo the national nga nabo sigadde bajje nabo bavuge baveewo.
Omuntu asobola kulaba Muhangi n'ajja n'alaba ne Ankolekao.
Okujjako nga Muhangi olabyeko emmotoka ntono. Olabyeko emmotoka nga 215. Otherwise oba omazeeyo Muhangi w'omalira Muhangi stage section eyo w'otumalira okulaba tolina simu nga kanamba Laston Road ayinza okuba kanamba Laston Road oba omulabire w'oviire eyo gye mu Ankolekao era oyinza okusanga ng'emmotoka ezisinga zimaze okuyitawo.
Okay. Then ku Saturday?
Saturday eyo ye kandanda ya event eno erina stages almost stage mu 8. Mpanvu ekimala nti tujja kusooka ku makya ne ka stage ke bayita Lukaali abuwanvu wa kilomita 6 n'akatundutundu kamu 1.9 kilometers. Ku n'akavaamu tujja kusobola okukawawo kilomita nga 2 tugende tuyingire Kaguta stage nga tugikola omulundi ogwokubiri oluguudo mulaale yonna naye ate omulundi ogusooka ku Lwomukaaga bava mu Kaguta era bagende bakole Ankolekao nga bwe zifolowinga n'eddewali baziwe zafolowinze bavayo bajagenda bakole service bava mu service bajja genda bakole Charles Muhangi nga bagikola omulundi ogwokubiri naye nga bwe gusooka ku Lwomukaaga. Then bakole stage empya ebagenda kuwugwako ye Mama bava mu stage ya Mama yabuwanvu kilomita 21 obutundu 5 nga ekistage ekisinga obuwanvu bulaale eno ate era endoza y'omugeezi esinga okuba very technical era abo okoleramu ensobi oyinza okubonaabonerayo ennyo. Bava Mama bagenda bakole service bava mu service bavuge bajje mu Kaguta bakole bulungi ogwokubiri ku Lwomukaaga naye nga gwakusatu kulaale yonna then bava mu Kaguta bakole na Ankolekao nga bagikola obulungi ogwokusatu kulaale yonna naye gwakubiri ku Lwomukaaga era bwe nabadde nkugambye nti awo wali viewing points ezo bagambye nti Kaguta ekugwaminga emirundi 3 kulaale yonna ne Ankolekao era alina emirundi 3 kulaale yonna. So awo wagenda okuba ekinisi kyekulaale yonna olina okulaba Kaguta n'Ankolekao oyinza okwewaayo n'ogera n'olaba Mama naye nga budda oyinza okunoolaba Ankolekao. So bava mu ezo stage ebbiri bazikola omulundi ogwokusatu bajja genda balifuta service nge balifetingi balyoke bagende ne bayise Shell power stage naye eripiti yalifaali bakoze ku makya ng'ate Saturday etandika ejja okuba ripiti yayo naye ku luno olw'okuba university sponsor omulungi wa Shell power bagitumya erinnya eryo era igenda okulaminga nga la stage of the rally okimanyi erako ne special points awarded. So ejja okuba final rally stage era olunavaawo tujja kgenda ku Lake View Hotel
Okay, so tuwadde ku viewing points za day 1 tusobola okulaba Muhanji tusobola kulaba Ankolekaawo ne Kaguta wenagenda mu super special stage. Then ku Saturday oyogedde ku Lukaali Ankolekaawo ne Kaguta. So Saturday omuntu alaba stage. Saturday omuntu stage alaba stage ki?
Saturday omukeze oyinza okujja n'olaba Kalukaali awo. Tomala okukalaba n'ogenda n'osanga nga bakola Ankolekaawo kubanga Kaguta oba ogimwisimuko. Bw'obamala okulaba Ankolekaawo osobola okusala n'ogenda n'olaba mama kubanga mama efulumirawo n'ong'okomawo essanga n'oyingirawo munda n'olaba ku mama ekyo kikozesa naye leero twakuno twagimaliddeko mundako eringa bulijjo bwekomawo netukumpi ku main road eriko mundako naye osobola okugenda n'ogirawo olwokuba omisize Charles Muhanji ne service eri ku kati awo osobola okugenda n'olaba ki n'olaba mama bw'ova mu mama olwokuba bagenze mu service osobola okukomawo n'olaba Kaguta oba omisize Kaguta ojja n'osisira n'otula mu power stage n'oyinza okusuba stage esembayo mu lwali.
Okay, Aaron, tweyanza nnyo ku ekyo. Then for the that is for the perspective y'omuwagizi. Kibasiza oli waba ava Kampala ku Friday atuuka butuusi Lyantonde ng'atandika kulaba event. Then
kudde ave Kampala akedde Kampala ku Lwokutaano ekikwetagisa kuvuga mpaka akageeti sookera Lyantonde oyingiraawo munda olabye stage ya Charles Muhanji nga bakikola ate stage esooka mu Lwali yonna era omala ogifuba ate ng'omuggo mulungi nnyo okujja ku FF n'awajja okujja ku Wintonzi eyo omuggo mulungi nnyo nnyo okujja kunyumira so bw'oba awo totewala kutuuka akageeti labaawo bimala okuvaawo bino nogende basically mu super stage.
Okay, Aaron, tweyanza nnyo ku nsonga eyo akasasi wagaana okukatuwa naye ndowooza enkya ndowooza ojja kuba talina kyokyakweka kubanga ndowooza luutu eri open kati
nabadde neetemye buli naanajja ekyajjamu akasasi
ate nga reki yatandika nkya
ekyo nabadde nakyetemye era anaakeera najja nansanga ajja kuba muwa akasasi ako.
Kale, tweyanza nnyo and thanks for the organization mukulu.
Amina, namwe all the best for all the competitors. Rally is going to be very technical. Take care of your cars and let cars take care of you. Rally, safe rally is a good rally. Tugeze okulaba nga tuwuliriza basector officers batugambye okuyimirira zigiyatudde eno international rally ya Africa yonna ate tufunye a very big influx from the outside foreign crews nga bwe bazze tuzze tubalage empisa ennungi bannayuganda zebalina tukadala mukulaba rally nga bwe tugenda ekkinya ne twekuuma naano twekuume tubalage tuli basajja balungi oba tuli bakyala balungi mukulaba rally osanga tunaatiisa emitima gy'abantu bangi batandika okujjango tulumba naye tulaze emitima omulungi n'okulwana okulungi.
Kale makanika tweyanza nnyo inshallah gye tuli tujja kugwako eyo Mungu ng'akkiriza. Kale oyabadde Aaron Samba assistant clerk of the course oyabadde Aaron Samba assistant clerk of the course owa Part of Africa Rally 2026. We go in for a short commercial break. Katukomawo we expound more on his deliberations. Katukomawo.
tugezezaako okutandika scrutineering yaffe leero nga tetubadde tutakikola bwe tuti olw'ensonga tubadde nga tukola scrutineering ya lunaku lumu ffenna tukimanyi naye twafuna entries nyingi twekanga nga twagenda okuclosinga entries nga tuyina abewandiisiza bali ku bacompetitors 63 ne tulaba nga okola scrutineering olunaku lumu that is Wednesday next week nga tugenda kumalako so ne tusalawo ne tulondamu emmotoka ezimu nga zigenda kukola leero like emmotoka nga 2 then emmotoka nga like 43 tugenda zikolera Mbalala ku lunaku olwokusatu. So yensonga lwaki mukirabye obutafaanana nga bulijjo tukoze scrutineering yaffe emirundi ebiri this time. Olwaleero then nenkya rather ne ku Wednesday next week. Computers abaveewo tebannajja, abasinga tebannatuuka. Ate ng'emmotoka zaabwe zina ketutuba zikebera leero of course nabo tebaliiwo. That is one. Ne ba delegates abamu abaveewo kati nga ba stewards ne ba technical delegates nabo tebannatuuka. Ne tugamba nti emmotoka ezimu ezitali ku championship ya ARC zezigenda okukeberebwa leero, then n'emmotoka ezimu zetusuubira nti zijja kubeera nnyo na issues kubeera nga bazichallenginga ku mutendera ogwa FIA. Netugamba nazo katuzikebera olwaleero. Ekyo kiba kitegeeza nti emmotoka ezibeesinga ennyo nga tumanyizo za nationals nga ne FIA tezibeera terina nnyo interest zazo. For example, kati concern lwakataaka oba ssebuguzi ayinza okuba nga tali ku ARC naye olwokuba nti adduka nnyo oba olwokuba nti badduka nnyo emmotoka zaabwe zirina okubeera nga thalali zikeberebwa nnyo n'abakugu betusuubira nti aba FIA babeera bajoyininze ttiimu. So ensonga ki twasazeewo ne tugamba nti tukebereko emmotoka ezaffe eza nationals, then endala zibeere nga eziri ku mutendero gwa ARC zikeberebwa ku lwokusatu. However, nti era emmotoka esobola okuba nga ekeberebbwa leero naye si wagenda kubeerawo, ekyo njagala mbeere clear, wagenda kubeerawo okuddamu okwetegereza emmotoka ezo in case nga waliwo ebizisuubiddwako nti either byavuddeko ku mmotoka ezo oba byayongeddwako ku lunaku olwokusatu.
Ne Manisuru tebasobola kukwatayo yadde kuba ngenda kubalinnya omuliro eyo simanyi otios bagita otios ngenda kugikuba section ku section muganda wange mukalo pinki proto biralamu kuba shoko izo nataddemu SFR Uganda yangulide shoko nenteeka mu kigenda kuba kirala nnyo era mbalala ngenda kuba nziruka nnyo safety abagizi baffe safety kikulu emmotoka zigenda kuba zidduka nnyo mulabire emmotoka olaba nti mukalajja be oba lifuna muti gyogenda waggulu oba mulabira ku kiswa naye ng'oli wala n'ekkubo. Njagala championship ya mwaka guno kuba kati sawa za kati champion Manisuru alabika okuba nsingako points nga buna kati tugenda vembalala ngenda mukubaho omwanda we pasa gino gimuwangula lale yona nino gimuwangula nino vembalala mu palo nga nze ndidinze guno omwaka era nabagambira batwiri bonna bakimanyi era bamperekerako oburekezi nabo benyini bakimanyi nino okubali nnyo omuliro paka kuwulira bubiera nino bawangula eno championship y'omwaka guno yange. Ekintu kino kibadde kirungi enteekateeka eno nyisanyukidde kubanga emmoloka nnyingi emmoloka enkaaga toziyita emmoloka entono kuba kati we lwandikoze nti olunaku lugenda kuba lumu lwakusatu mwe bali bakipulaninze obudde bwandizibye nga tebannazimalayo era nsanyukidde nnyo kino kubanga bakebedde emmoloka ezimu kati olwokusatu obudde bujja kuba bubamala osobola okukebera emmoloka ate ezisigadde eza ARC. Abagizi abagenda okujembalala n'abo ababadde balimu nti oba naagenda oba siigende bw'osigala ewaka oba on risk kubanga kyo tekibangako mu ggwanga Uganda emmoloka okubeera enkaaga. Abavuzi abavudde mu nsi endala tulina abavuzi 24 ekyo tekibangawo mu ggwanga Uganda era omuntu anaasubwa paalo y'omwaka guno agenda kuba talabye emmoloka kuba gugenda kuba muliro omwereere mwogenda olaba ne mukalo ng'ataka kuba kalani patere mu pink proto.
Nga bwe mumanyi yeetegese bulungi ekyanemesa ovuga event yaggulawo omwaka nga neetegekera paalo kuba paalo event eno ebeera y'amaanyi nnyo kuba eri ku ARC kati waliwo ebintu bingi ebiba byetaagisa kati nga nali nina obbigula era nalitegese bulungi n'emmotoka amaze ogikebera eyise bulungi ninze lunaku lulwokka kuva mu 2022 event zonna eza paalo mbadde nzeetabamu event eyo teba nnyangu kati mba sisobola gimiisinga abadrive abasinga tebagivugangako nga bavugidde emyaka kati n'olw'ensonga eyo nze mba nina okwetegekera ddala bulungi. Tufunye emmotoka nyingi okuva ebweru w'eggwanga ate naffe abavugira wano ku NRC twetegese bulungi kuba tugenda kompitinga n'abasajja ab'amaanyi era nkubiriza abawagizi baffe bonna mubeere bali w'amakubo mugondere safety maso kye baba bagambye kubanga emmotoka zigenda kuba zidduka nnyo ndowooza tekibangawo okuba lwe natandika okuvuga 2013 okuvugirako mu event ng'erimu emmotoka 65.
Sinna kukyendaba njakuddamu okuwangula naguno mwaka kanguwangula okusinda kukyendabawo ndaba nga nkyayina obusobozi obuwangula naguno omwaka gwe tulimu oba olugwanyi lwe luliwa naye kyoba omanya yagezaako ne bigaana kuluno ngenda musabira oba oli awo ambeere kumpi kubanga nange saanya okuvuga n'abantu banafu nnyo nga nulabega simulaba nga n'envubu yange tebagiraba bina gye malamu amaanyi n'olwekyo nsaba bongere bakole emmotoka bambeere kumpi awo nsobola okufuna pace nange nyongere ku misinde kubanga nja kumalayo mmotoka eno guno omwaka njagala gimalayo ngenda okujja nga buli kamwaka ayo nga kwatiddeyo omwaka bwe twabadde Mbale bakitegedde era basoze ne bafunamu akakisakisaawo ak'okumakya ne banvugamu akwanavaako nenyingira ekifumbo salvation neyonooneka sokabuzo baneefa bwe natereeza tebaddamu kuwangulamu yadde n'emu kiba kitegeeza be balina okwetereeza naye nga si mububi oba oli awo katugende Mbarara okusinza ku mbeera gye ndaba ndabe kanja bawangula.
All right, that has been a recap of the interviews at the scrutineering yaliwali Shell Chitetika along Gayaza Road last Thursday. Ndabe ku Mukalo, Julius Semambo, Isaac Sozi, champion wa tool driver last year, Mansulu Vega, all saying different things ahead of the prestigious event which is upon us. But earlier on, before the break, we talked to Aaron Zamba. Yatuisiza mkoko the itinerary of the event natubulane with their focus ngatu kama Friday esokubanga ejja kutunya, but Saturday to be totally a dry rally having 8 stages and with the power stage being the last stage of the rally. Kale, let's get back into studio and broaden that discussion ahead of that event. Albert, 65 entries, different categories, the event scores in different categories. It's the second round of the National Rally Championship year 2026, second round of the African Rally Championship 2026. Yasoka, the ARC Rally Kenya, which was the Safari doubled as the third round of the World Rally Championship. At the same time, the first round of the ARC. Wane Kampala, first round Twali Mbale, organized by MP, won by Asan Alwine, Musa Nsubuga winning all 60 points, 50 points for the rally and 10 for the power stage. So it's the second round of the NRC as well. But as well, it's scoring categories nyingi, ARC2, ARC3, ARC4. Then you have ARC4, by the way, is the two-wheel drive driven by Dr. Ansereko, Nejebi Mosisimu Etios. They are unveiling the car in this. I can't wait to watch it. Then on the NRC as well, CRC, two-wheel drive, Division 1, Division 2, Premier, Nebula. So it should be a rally. It's a buffet. So Albert, your anticipations in this rally, producer so to ku entry list yeyo netujitunulako netulaba ntujitamoko because it forms the biggest discussion mukala chogeddeko about the Chibangawo having 65 entries. Yeah, producer so to entry list ntujitamoko, everyone talks about input ya driver Joe Subira. Yeah, atwade Yasin Nasa Ali Katumba, current African champion, winning the championship after the last Charles Muhanyi, God rest his soul in peace. Aline Ali Katumba, they are out there to defend their win, Albert.
Well, it's soccer to get the event, entries, there are a lot of entries, but also as Uganda, it is to our advantage. Event zonas in East Africa this year, ARC. Logistically, our competitors can go across the region and other members can come here. Secondly, to Akavamu WRC, and the Federation sent a number of our officials for the WRC event, and I am hoping and believe that those officials are being deployed in this event to ensure that our event is also at the standard based on the experiences that they got in the WRC. We had people in scrutineering, safety, COCs and so on and so forth. So that information that they got from there should be reflected in the management of this event. A rally is about entries, yes, but also it's about the officiating and ensuring that it goes according to time and regulation is followed in order for everybody to live comfortably at the end of the day. Ngawo Gambia Kesh, there are a lot of trophies to be won. There's a lot of ability to get home with a trophy from the part of Africa, depending on the different categories you have. Ngatetunagenda mu actual drivers, wotunula ku list eyo ekulaga there is a big battle going on. One, we have a battle of the R5 car. Twina R5s, which is the epitome or the highest level of rallying in the R2 class, except for the WRC cars. So for Uganda as a country to have this number of R2s in the country, WRC2 cars, which we watch on WRC Plus, it's amazing. So there's a battle of that group, which is there, that we should be able to observe. There is also a battle of the Proto against R5, which is also another question that we have been asking. Proto is sobola kuba R5. Wogula Proto sobola competing on R5. That issue is there. Then there's a competition of Proto manufacturers. Kubanga tuina Proto ezavudde onomukulu wa Duncan yani
Latvia, Poland.
Ezavudde Latvia. Tuina Proton ezavudde ngeza basebuze ezavudde Poland. Tuina Proton eziva eyali onogundi what is his name? This gentleman with the Yaris. The Protos he had before, which are coming. I think he came from somewhere in UL's Proto. It's also coming. So there's a competition near Hassan Alwi of Finland. So there's a competition of proton manufacturers to prove who has the best proton. Then there's also the competition of the protons with the R5 suspension and the proton with the R4 suspension, which is there. So there's a lot to look at in terms of manufacturers. And then, of course, there's the competition of the Group N class. Wali abavuzi abaloza nti a Group N car can still beat the proton or can beat an R5. That is something that we will find out about on that day. So getting into the drivers, of course we have our defending champion, Yasin Nasser, who we must be very proud of. I don't know if that list was done in that direction. We must pronounce and announce our leader and our winner, defending champion, as much as possible, because he advertises our country. In terms of competition, he has done those stages before a number of times. So with Ali Katumba and Yasin Nasser, the benefit of home advantage in quotes, but the fact that they have done the stages a couple of times definitely gives them the ability to push a little bit harder. His strategy has always not been eyokuduka enyo. He has a different strategy, but when push comes to shove, gawayetaga kunonya points azinonya na aduka.
Albert agede ku the battle between the R5s in that entry list. Ina Ahmed Hiwe, okay, Yasin Nasser, because it's only R5 between now and now. Yasin Nasser, then the Kenyans have Karan Patel,
Saman
Vora, Nikhil Sachania. Okay, that is the R3. There are the Jasmit Chana as well in that entry list. Then Djangole, the Akif Birani as well in there, Hamzan as well. So then come to Tanzania, Ahmed Hiwel. It's kind of what it tried to call the categorizing. Albert rightly said a class katiriao. Then Katingatuna Yogera Albert in our government, the battle between the Protos and the R5s. So can take R5 Zuali. Okay, the R2 Zuali. Then no later the Protos, which is another long list of. Uganda alone has, I think, the highest number of Protos in this entry list. Duncan, Sebuguzi, Alwi, Moses Lumala, Musa Segawe, who else in the I think those are 5. Then come to Gendawano, the Tanzanians, Asas team, brother team. Enamo, which was previously driven by Ahmed Huel. Then Enane Evo 9, which has a sequential gearbox. Of course, Ojibala Muproto, it's Ojibala as Group S. Then the Kenyans as well, now as then we'll get the Group Ns. Okay, what you call the S, because they have a championship, it's open, 34 restricted turbo and everything. Even the Kenyans and the Tanzanians also going to give Ugandans a run for their money. But we're concerned Rakataka, Maldauda, Oscar Ntambi, Sodo, Monana, Ivoe. And you ask yourself, Where are you going to be in this job? Where are we going to be in this?
Now hold it. What it did.
By counting those cars, like 20 cars, you are.
All these what we call top-notch cars for our kind of competition. Chizamu amaanyi era kirungi nnyo nti tufunye chance this year nti zona zize. Kati the R5s oziraba zona awamu n'okulaba nti tubadde nga tuziraba piecemeal nti olabye ku Simon Vora n'olaba ne Karan Patton n'olaba ne Yasin. So you have doing 1, 2, 3. We used to have this guy from Zambia, the Acid Boy. They have all come to one location, which one way or the other, if you remove Yasin from the equation, it is what you call neutral ground for all of them until they can actually take their baton to it. So that is going to be an exciting fight to see. R5 zose tablazitia. Orabane na bantu bafe abavuga proto. Motoka ya Segabwe we will not categorize it as a proto because it is an N5 that actually scores on the ARC title because of its homologation. It's very specific in that area. So it's 9 or December in terms of technical ability. So yes, the battle is going to be very interesting in terms of technical element, but at the end of the day, to have a skill jezileta. Katabantu bafe, of course, we have we have our R4 spec cars. We've got our R5 spec cars. Nga Mukuru Duncan. I think it's the only proto with the R5 spec. Will it be able to match the other ones technically? Because in terms of body mass, they are more or less the same. So it comes down to the skill. Now, Fabalala Bamunana Bariao. We're going to be gauging up no man on a Sijao. What equation where you have to automatically JJ Mungabuchad. Overall, you scoring your value. Can go Funawogwa. Nimu national, Nemu national, Nimu Ligichi, Nimu Premier, Nimu Division 2, Division 1, Nimu Serasi, go Funawogwa or concentrating our. But fun advantage, no improving up beyond that one. It is just luck. In terms of last time when we were here, Mwayogera about Lumala's performance in Mbale.
He won 2 stages.
He won 2 stages.
In fact, he won the Yasin Nasa stage twice. Though he didn't win the power stage, which was won by the eventual winner Sanari, 624.
Okay, a bit unexpected, but here's the thing. He was better on day 2 than on day 1.
Much better.
Most people were very good on day 1, and then when fatigue and start sitting on day 2, they start logging. Also, mistakes start occurring. He's one of those guys who can improve performance and go up. Now, rather than again, we are very calculative. What would you at the beginning? It's very good to be a very long rally. You need to know when you're going to strike and maintain, when you're going to have a marathon, and when you're going to have your sprint. From start to go be very flat out. So it's definitely going to be a big hassle. If it were possible that Podium can have a discussion on Friday evening after day 1, after the first 60 kilometers of competition, to arrest section times, the section gaps, then to have how things go, then we can do a small prediction for what day 2 is going to be like. But otherwise, it is going to be something definitely worth it.
All right, we go in for a short commercial break, which will be our last segment of today's program. Get back, run through the entry list. As per the close of entries on the 21st of April 2026. We get back, deliberate more on that after this short commercial break. All right, we're back from that short commercial break. We're into our last segment of today's show, which happens to be the 4th day of May 2026. I'm getting lots of comments regarding the Pearl of Africa. I'll definitely run through them at the tail end of the show. Now, Job Bro, a member of Enduro Club Uganda, as well as Albert Ofong, who is the Vice President Formula One Association of Uganda. Kale, prior to that break, tubaye tubasizaamuko ku the entry list. Producer Soldamu n'agituwaako ne tulaba how entries are. The 65 of them, tugiyitemu twogedde ku Yasin Nasser, they won the ARC last year with Ali Katumba. Let's see what he has in stock this time round. Naye nga the number of joy yogeddeko 12 entrants. Abali ku ARC as well, Rwanda ina motoka nnya. Of course, even in the Safari, the Kenya Rally, Kenya Safari Rally, which was the third round of the WRC, ina motoka nnya. Kanangire, Queen Kalimpinya, then Giancarlo Davite, ne Gakwaya. So this time around, Davite talimu, mulimu Gakwaya. Yeah, that's the entry list. Jean-Claude Gakwaya, Kanangire, Amzanywa, Evans Nsioka. Then you have Eric Gakwaya. That, of course, now you go to the ARC4, Dr. Ansero Kode being the Toyota Etios, Oscar Ntambi, Pius Luja, Kif Virani, Kevin Lebeto, Lawrence Mambazi, Nekun Kalimpinya. So that's the list of the ARC, of which Uganda, a number of cars, even the R2, that we name Yasin Nasser as Uganda. Then the rest, bali mu ARC2. Yeah. ARC1, Kevin Bebeto, Dr. Ansereko, of course, ARC4, but of course, then Oscar Ntambi, then you have Mike Mukula Jr., and the rest. Then in the battle of the R5s, which is the body, the battle of the Protos, which is the body, then there's also the battle of the group ends. Pending up, and we simply can't wait. But with this kind of entry list and producer software entry list here for the viewers, because we talked about it last year. But again, there's a Toyota of the Ahmed Hill. You should be excited to see that car debuting on Ugandan soil.
The Toyota Yaris R5 is the world WRC Yaris R5. It is not any proto of any kind. It is original. The real thing. Yeah, from Toyota, for coming from Toyota Gazoo Racing Team. That is a real car from the manufacturer. And it's going to be here in Uganda, and we're going to see it for the first time for those who have not been to the WRC. And of course, we expect a lot from the team that is running it. I wanted to go into the conversation about the national championship. Weteba tutuna national championship yaffe ebyo byonna biri awo naye nga ku championship yaffe tuyinamu Hassan Alwi ali mu number 1 position, tuyinamu returnee Moses Rumala ali mu kyakubiri, tuyinamu our Ethiopian brother ali mu kyakusatu, Stefano Valeri ali mu kyakusatu. So there is a battle that is going to start because our championship after Pearl of Africa is going. Now Pearl of Africa what bonus points for the score you make at the end of the day for those drivers who are registered under ARC. So Oscar Ntambi, Kevin Bebeto, Banabalimu, Etios, Sodo, they have an opportunity. Mike Mukula, by an opportunity of scoring ku ARC ate wano ku national championship ne wafuna bonus. So kiba kitegeeza nti eno rally it has ekikwate nnyo ku championship yaffe nga tugenda maaso mu the year. Waliyo teams ezize nga tezaavuga mbaale nga zize kuvuga wano. It's an opportunity to score points waggulu nnyo. Nga munana waffe aba munana we bayogera wano tebavuga mbaale, ba sozi tebavuga mbaale n'abantu abalala. So waliyo battle egenda kubeera from a spectator's point of view tujja kuba tuliki tujja kufuna excitement ennungi ennyo. From an official point of view tulina okubanga tuli ready n'amateeka, tuli ready okuteekawo amateeka kubanga kyetugendako kiriki kya ddala. So mu officiating tulina okuba nga tuli very cautious to making sure nti buli omu afuna judgment gy'ayagala kubanga pressure ejja kuba y'amaanyi. Ekyokubiri twalaba ebifaananyi kye bikola embaale. Photographs can turn out to be very interesting sources of decision making. So n'abavuzi oba ovuga motoka yo n'oyagala kuyingira mu nsiko jjukira nti waliyo smartphones. So ekyo nakyo tulina okukola ki? Tulina okuba nga tupreparinga. So you need to prepare your car to make sure it can go the distance. Kati tugende mu stages ezo.
Ku kiri kyobadde yogerako ekya the bonus points. Ndowooza it's article 3 oya national competition rules eriko championship attribution of championship points. Bw'owangula NRC ng'ovuga on the national kati ngaalwi yafuna 50 points. Najja n'awangula ne power stage n'afuna 10. Those are 60 points kwa yakulembedde NRC yawana. Naye ate ojja mu PAL ng'emmotoka ye eri homologated kati ng'abali mu ARC2 yasinasa ARC1 then ono bayogeddeko Oscar Ntambi, Sodo, Mukula, Bebeto and the rest. Afuna an extra 20 points. Bwawangula Rally afuna 70 points. From the 50 nafuna the 70 of course because of the that passage sigalonga zili 10. But for the national over group S Bwawangula Rally ya PAL of Africa instead of getting 50 points as it is standard for our NRCs ofuna 68 points. So the difference between our group our ARC I never in full conformity are only 2 points. But of course from 50, those are points from 50 to 70, from 50 to 68. It's worth fighting for.
Nekirala bwe tuba tutunudde event eyaliwo last year. Tetwagala kuddayo nnyo but remember ku power stage eyo twafuna nti ba national tebakola power stage. So kati oba planning alwaleyo kubanga motoka nnyingi nnyo olina making sure nti you make your decision. Tulina stage esooka mpanvu eyo gye bayise Charles Muhanji. Nze ku lwange it's a stage of decision. Twawulidde ku COC nti balooza nti wali enkuba ejja kutonya ku makya. Bagamba akeera nnyo yafuna ki? Yasooka kufuna ekyokulya. So eyo stage era nze nga omuntu alabye emmotoka omala bbanga ddene eyo stage is a must watch. Olw'okuba nti it is a stage at which you make the decision to go for what you want to win. Eno rally eno waiting game tejja kusoboka mu eno.
Because of the number of entries.
Yeah, the number of entries ezirimu waiting game. Wogenda ku waiting game ojja kufuna obuzibu. Kubanga omuntu ali prepared to continue. Posing a good ekigo. So the early bird catches the worm. So stage 1 ejja kuba ya mbirigo. Era omuntu asobola okutambula mu stage 1 n'agivaamu nga tafunyemu ekizibu. Bajja kulaba time ze. Kati eyo stage eyo eya 23 is what? 20 what?
23 kilometers.
Kati ewaffe mu Uganda wano of course olina okuteeka mu Ponsiano Lwakataaka mu stage eyo as a crazy man. Olina okuteeka mu Mike Mukula mulabye. Olina okuteeka tuli mu group N eno. Olina okuteeka mu Oscar Ntambi, olina okuteeka mu Umaru Dauda, olina okuteeka mu munana waffe eno. Oli
mpaka zoyogerako munana
nze bye nawulidde ku munana nti yafunyeko ku ebigere ebipya, efunye shock engine empya, agivuga nze mumanyi. Kati bino ebyo pozi navigator ono yayinza okutuuka navigator waffe
mugyeko omuzina lugezewo kati
navigator waffe ono ayinza okutuuka mu makati n'atya naye muvuzi ye nga ye eyo 23 eyo nze mumanyi bulungi nnyo ajja gibeera mu full. Kati bwe tufuluma 23 time gy'oyina stage ogenda kukola bintu ebyo bibiri ate ngenda be breaking it down according to class. Wobeera mu 2-wheel drive n'ofuluma 23 nga Etios eyo ekukubye eddakiika 2-6 muveeko toddamu mukwatako kubanga aba agenze. Kati gwoba olinda bana balala wobeera ng'oli mu group N class yaffe ne S class yaffe nga Ponsiano akulesse mu eyo category ng'akukubye eddakiika zo ziweranga 2 oyo naye mutte toddamu munoonya walala kubanga tojja mufuna pozi ng'amenye kati eri mu proto ezo zigenda kufunamu ebizibu ne Ponsiano oyo ne Mike mukulu oyo mu eyo stage eyo ne munana waffe obeera mu proto neyo n'ogezaako okuzembeya abo abasajja bajja kutwala kati okufuluma stage mujja kutandika kulwanira awo kati eri mu class ennene nze nakalabako ku some bit of practice eya Etios agundi eya Toyota Yaris eyo sagala wali oli agama a precision driver omuntu ali clean ali very precise eyo motoka tenatuuka ku level y'okubeera precise kakati olina vola olina musajja waffe Patel abo abasajja ababiri bo bagenda mu lutalo lwabwe gwe tutegeera wogezaako kudduka nabo nga toli precise seriously wali okuvaako n'oggwa so that is my take of the day era wova mu section 1 you now control the rally from there going forward
because of them hanji then you come do Kaguta then do Ankole Cow then service then you do the super special stage which I think will have one run because of the number of cars and everything. And then if you look at the design of the rally, if you drop, God forbid, if you drop out in the first stage, you have a penalty of 30 minutes because the next regroup is before the super special stage. If you drop out in the second stage, you have a penalty of 20 minutes. The next regroup still before the super special stage. You drop out in the third stage, you have a penalty of 10 minutes. The next regroup is at the super special before after service and everything. Joe, Albert has kind of let the cat out of the of the bag. He's kind of giving us strategy. Someone has sent me a message. Are you taking notes of what Albert is saying?
Not to differ too much. Stage weberanga elimu open stretches. I will assume that Bulazokodoka is going to look for top speed
in that sector.
In that sector,
yes.
The issue is going to be ani asobola oba motoka ki esobola okwanga okutuuka ku top speed. No muntu kenyini asobola kutuukayo and then for how long can you hold it there? Mwena mujja kwa mufuna kyekimu. Next stage wezibanga zirimu technical stages nga mulimu bushort bono. Then omuvuzi yena ajja kwetaaga ogivuga nga bw'avuga circuit. Quick shift, quick acceleration, late stopping and take off. Kat ngomukulu bagambye who is going to be precise in those tight elements to get out and get the advantage with the commitment, if I may use your phrase, gyotera okwagala okola ani ajja okusobola kikola. Naye nange sijja kwawukana nnyo nti day 1 stage number 1 it is what I call OG mode. Tandikira war.
Bali nerabidde okwogera ku group endala tulina group yaffe abakava mu CRC tulina Walter ne Bebeto eyo nayo group eyo enamu its own battle twaze tuli mu bakulu kati twagala kuba ku bakulu ate twagala kwekuba
ate bona bali mu division 2
ate bali mu division 2
scoring over in 3 categories. He's scoring in ARC 2 in fact he's scoring in ARC overall. He's scoring in ARC 2 he's scoring in division 2
and he's
scoring the national as well. So he has
and in the junior category.
Yeah, in the junior category as well. 5 categories by the way.
Bebeto namulaba gundi eyo Mbale ekigere we kiri ate emotoka nagira nga bayongedde gimappinga. So I'm looking forward to that battle kubanga Walter mu oboji tunde Walter is the Ponsiano motoka enganda against Enzungu. So, but Walter is very quick also.
True that. So, the one who will manage this technical rally, because this is the Ankole Cow,
yes,
which is a very good stage to watch. Mulimo kulandula, which is a good thing. The one who handles the technical part will get a small advantage. But day 1 rally Friday morning, a stage is okay. Jimgami amhanji. It has to be an all-out battle. Come out of that stage, sit down, sort out your car, and then look at your times olabe wogwa. In terms of categorizing the battles, waliwo battle erimu emotoka bbiri zokka yo tekikuliko kubuuza, waliwo emotoka battle erimu Vora ne Patel yo giteeke wali kolawo line yawo. Then
none of the rest of the R5s, none of the committee Ahmed Hori Yaga, for him he's not come to win the rally. He's come to win funds.
And he will win. And he will get to them. Katawabi ojabate kawo. Then the biggest bunch is around there. The rest of the R5s and Protos and our national heroes, as we call them, Baliao. Up to they're about 12-15 cars in that league.
Last year, there were 6 ARC cars last year. Patel won the qualifier, so he decided to be the last car on the road. He was indeed the last car on the road, but he lost the first stage. So by after day 1, yali behind Vora by a minute plus. Nebajamo stage yali behind Vora by I think 49 seconds. Nebajamo stage ya Mohanji namukubira mu 31.
Andi nakuba
Vora nakuba Patel 31. So his lead kuye neyongera nekola ki? So najamo stage ya Kaguta where there was a drift. Roasted him and it was childish of him, inexperience. The enkuba yatonya, okay, it drizzled. So the breaking points nezichuka na siva slightly late than earlier. Because stage because even the day before. So now Guamuka drift and he lost his front suspension.
He maintained his braking distance regardless of the surface. Which I wouldn't blame him for. Kubanga even in WRC, it's very few people who can determine that surface in a way chukamu from what was before. I was actually very, very surprised when I was listening to the WRC guys comparing the tarmac of Spain and the tarmac of Croatia. It is anjawulo. And they were hoping to have better performance in Spain than in Croatia. These are both tarmac things. That small experience and knowing how to adjust to the terrain. To be able to do that. Now that's a bit of a technical advantage.
Ojukira bano ba WRC crews, especially the big ones, they have a route note crew. Kati route note crew ebe yisem before and tells you about that change. Which Vora does not have. Na kati Vora won those stages. But if we all remember, Patel had an engine nga CE. He was not driving the real engine. Kati engine we yajja never die in the next meet. He was with Vora. Ate basically wotunamu the fight between Vora and Patel. Of course, for Patel, he's been here a number of times. He knows the terrain. And of course, he has a point to prove. There is no crowd in the whole of Africa that you can prove yourself to accept the Ugandan crowd. So Olunga Oliwa Gambia have come for the crowd. Yes, the crowd is going to be very excited by the sliding and what. Now eventually Wagenda Wansi never to know points. I mean time. So Patel of course has to make his mark here. Secondly, there is a sponsorship element here. Event is sponsored by KCB. Event is sponsored by Shell. So therefore, Karen Patel as a sponsored driver of KCB nga KCB wewa decent okuwangala event eyongera kuchi mileage ya KCB. So kati echo nacho chiri ku ground. Kati in that case tugenda kula ababiri abo bajja kudduka very much. Kati Amera we ono gundi waffe owa mukwawa owa Tanzania ajagezako okubeera ku pace naturally. Naye ekintu ekirala kyenjagala okuteekawo wobeera mu mbaga nga buli omu ali mu kulya ennyama. Oluusi gwe atalya nnyama bulijjo weesanga ng'okoze ki n'ennyama ogirya. Kati abasajja bagenda kutandika okudduka emisinde ate naawe weesanga naawe otandise kola ki okutambulira ku speed. Kati oli gwe wali osuubula nti agenda kutambula mpola ogenda kwesanga ng'akoze ki agenze mangu. So olina okubeera ne rally onogamba nti ffe tugenda kudduka ebyaffe tufulume. Waliwo driver omulala ono the second driver from us that team bamwitaani Sunny. Nze oyo musajja namulaba waliwo brother wono munene avuga proton oyo. I watched that guy drive against Emmanuel Katozi. oyo musajja adduka emisinde for sure. That big brother of his is very, very fast. Ono agenda kutula ne Enoch Olinga. He's a very fast driver, very, very fast.
And he's driving that proto, yes.
Kati mu protos ezo, in our normal protos, waliyo guy we will have to watch out for. Then also our brother Hassan Alwi. Hassan Alwi Mbale yatulaga nti time comes to shove where yawangula power stage kubanga Duncan yali looking for the power stage points, and also he came to the power stage point and picked up those points. Kitegeeza nti emotoka China chi level just gituukako, and this day is going to be tugenda kulaba the most potentials of those cars as we go along.
Okay, Joe, our time is fast spent. Would I call for predictions, or it's too early? You need to first get down with the one.
No, I think it's, to me, it's more or less concluded in my head. I know that the top three, one of the three is going to be Ugandan, and most likely it's going to be Hassan Alwi.
Overall.
Overall. Overall.
So it's either Voro or Patel.
It's either Voro, Patel, and Halwi is going to be in the top three. Then, actually, in the top 10 categories, I expect at least 4 Ugandans.
Overall?
In the top 10, overall, at least 4 Ugandans.
Okay.
Munana Tedim.
Oh my God, I wish Munana was surprising and I'll be same.
My predictions are not. I will decide not to give my predictions. But all I will say is that we have very, very quick drivers that have come from outside Uganda, especially from Tanzania. Those fellows move. So njagala kugamba nti we pull up our socks our Ugandan crews. We have our between the, what do you call them? Our top guns.
Cream de la cream.
We have our cream de la cream.
So either ekikopo kisigala wano oba ki?
Ekikopo kyo kijja kgenda sirowooza kijja kusigala wano. Naye nga tulina okuteekawo battle ennungi ennyo. We must prove to our visitors that Uganda is not just a walkover. Wishing everybody the best of the event, both the drivers and the drivers, spectators, officials. We go have fun. We have not talked about safety, but for spectators, I am hoping the COC will give us viewing notes that give us the time when to be at which places and at what times. But for spectators, sitting down and watching cars in one place is good. Shifting can be done, but shift within the time frames. On the road, it's not a rally track. On the road, we are following rules of the traffic rules. Let's go have fun in peace. Come back, all of us, go together, come back in peace, and no trouble on the way.
All right. That's all we've had for you, but of course, sporting comes along with very many things. You meet people, you share business ideas, you explore, you adventure, you have one life to live, and you have to live it to the fullest. Okay, the event is upon us from the 7th to 10th. Reconnaissance is tomorrow and Wednesday. The humiliation has been done today. Thursday is the shakedown practice.
We didn't
just have the shakedown. we didn't see in our faith. The program notes of the event, we did but we'll definitely be out there to watch. And last year, I'm going to then Friday, the ceremony starts on Thursday. Then Friday is the action. So first car out of Park Farm 8 and starting the stage at there's some distance. I think 63 kilometers the first stage. Though there is a tire change and the refuel. So all those things get down to strategy. I've been in situations where you need to be more strategic. Alwi Mulwade Yasemba is a typical example of a strategic driver. After day 1, you're in a lead 56 seconds. Kumusa Segawe. Najja mu day 2, stage ya Dr. Arthur Imbisiwe. He won it. Strategically, you know, Jiwangula, extend that lead, then abaleke. Then the next 3 stages, Nazita. which was Yasin Nasa 1, and you see what you call Yasin Nasa 2. So you reserved the car for 3 stages, Naja mu power stage.
China
lead So to me, Alwi, of course, to me, the drive of the weekend in Bali was Haruna Kataza. Be engaged via Kola Mwebindu. But in that card, which was previously driven by Abbas Mayinja. But this Alwi's strategy, very, very catchy. Oh, I'm top 3, I'm not surprised. Because Musa, Atamanezi, Msangolusuno Mark, he has a bag of permutation. He has a classroom with him. So we also try to be and kind of thing. But anyway, the event is upon us. Let's see. We're also in competition. You guys have wished us good luck. Let's see if we can. We're not Tebatwala Nyo among the guys, but yeah, be ready for one hell of a show. Kale tubagaliza kawongeza kalungi a safe journey again in Mbara back to safe journey to Mbara and back to your respective destinations. May the best team win. May the best crew emerge as victorious, and let's hope the trophy, Pearl of Africa Rally, is Sigala a Uganda. I've been Kesh, Joe, and Albert. We wish you a good night and God bless.